Come in, ladies. Come on in. Come on in. Good evening. Good evening. So I had a lot of for this particular life. There are so many um, things that I want to touch on, so many areas that I want to explore. But eventually, I had to settle on this particular topic, talking about how aligned women are making bank effortlessly in six. And for this video, I'm going to be sharing about 10 or 11 level up codes that if you begin to implement from this moment, from right now that you are listening to this video, from this very moment, you would begin to see the changes positively in your bank account, in your beauty, in your socials, in your spirit, in your soul, in your mental. So many benefits when women tap into this. So many benefits. So I'm going to give it like a few minutes more before I start going deep into the points that I have written down here. We have so much to go through, ladies. A little bit of a background about me. My name is Adele Kende, and I have been creating content for like 5 years now, going to 6. I have been making money online with ease, effortlessly, not effortlessly like that, but with minimal effort, or with the kind and type of effort that I personally prefer to put into um, activities that I prefer to generate revenue for me. I have worked in the corporate for like 14 years, where I was in the people function. I had a heavy interface with people, which exposed me to a lot of women and some of the wounds and issues that we bring not only to work, that also affect us generally as women, because those conversations were conversations that kept coming up as I continue to grow in my career, and as I continue to engage with more women, continue to have different conversations at different levels, and I began to see the patterns. Patterns meaning whether I was having those conversations at entry level, mid level, or even senior level, some of the issues that we face as women, as ambitious women, especially because I am an ambitious woman, I am goal oriented, and at the same time, I am very feminine presenting, and not only feminine presenting, but also um, um, elevate my femininity or cultivate my femininity, whichever environment I find myself. And that comes with a whole lot of challenge on its own, especially if you're a woman who is heading somewhere or trying to climb the corporate ladder, so to say. So for okay, I'm back. So for me, it's been a mix of learning to synergize my masculine side as well as feminine, embracing my duality. So that is like the background for having consulting for women executive from entry level to executive level within the corporate as well for the last 14 years. And that experience also taught me part of the patterns that I have seen from doing image consulting on the corporate end, as well as personally, individually. One of the key things that I have also noticed with working with women, especially, was some of the wounding, internal and external wounds that women need to heal in order to level up. I don't know why the life is glitching, but we are going to continue anyways. So these are some of the key reasons why I decided to go into coaching and consulting, where I focus majorly on helping women to grow, to and all of these for me experience are areas that women need to focus on without self-abandoning. I have experienced this in life, so this is not me talking down on anyone as if I haven't dealt with these problems that I talked about, this one thing that I am talking about. So without further ado, I think I will just get into the meat of the video now. So one of the key things that I have noticed over the years, this happened to me as well, and with some of the women that I have worked with over the years as well, is the absence of polarity, the absence or the lack of acceptance of the polarity that exists in every woman. For every one of us, there is always going to be the light and the dark side to us. And what I have experienced over the years was me leaning on the very extreme spectrum of masculinity, because if you are in the corporate where there are deadlines, there are so many things to do at the same time, deliverables always on you, you would definitely have to bring out your masculine cap to get things done, because things must be done, if you know what I mean. And because I am also very feminine presenting and adopt a lot of feminine traits in the way I do my work, I did experience that shift of moving to the extreme side of femininity, the feminine, where I let so many things linger, where I didn't want to take action. So for me, it's about finding that balance between the masculine and the feminine principles, masculine and the feminine aspect of us as women. There is no woman that is only made up of feminine traits, and I don't think there's also any woman on earth who is purely masculine. There are certain percentages that we all exhibit in our day-to-day, depending on the situation that we find ourselves. But for me, I am speaking to women in business, women in careers, women who are goal oriented, women who are heading somewhere, women who are very logic road like myself. I am very, very logic road. And I have had to, over the years, begin to do the integration of my feminine and my masculine. Like, I know that some of us have been programmed or wired to think that it is weak, that femininity is weak. It is weak to be feminine presenting to start with, or that it is weak for us to embrace our feminine traits, the feminine traits of flow, the feminine traits of just being, the feminine trait of wanting to rest, the feminine trait of tapping into your intuition, the feminine trait of following that inner compass that naturally is part of our makeup as women. So for me, over the years, because I did spend a lot of time in environments that demanded the masculine aspects of me to be on for like maybe 8 9 hours in a day, where you are constantly using your masculine energy. So of course that will affect our feminine side. At least that is what experience has told me, in such ways that sometimes we find it difficult to just let things be. And so for women who are making bank effortlessly in 2026 and beyond, we if you want to be part of those women, you would have to learn how to integrate the duality, the polarity of being a woman. And by this, I am talking about your masculine aspect and your feminine aspect. There are so many videos online already about femininity, feminine energy, masculine energy. And for me, I didn't get into those contents until I did some of the inner work that I needed to do personally. And if you don't even want to look at um, uh, the issues from the lens of masculine or feminine, let's look at it logically. As a human being, there is a right brain, the right part of the brain, and there is also the left side of the brain. And these two parts of our brains oftentimes will perform different functions. They give us different lens through which we do certain things, or through which we look at life in general. So if we even are going to go biological or scientific, we have different aspects of our brain, the creative aspects and the logical aspects. So if masculine energy or feminine energy is sounding woo-woo to you, or there are aspects that you can't exactly relate to, at least scientifically, biologically, we know that there are like two aspects of the brain. One that allows us to go into play, into creativity, that look at life from that lens, from that perspective, from that artistic angle, that creative angle. And there is also the other side that is very logical, that seeks structure in the way we do things, systems in the way we do things, that like to look at 1 + 1 to make 2. So for me, it's about finding that balance, that harmony, that synergy between structure and flow. So women who are going to make bank in 2026, or women who are making bank in 2026, have learned how to marry these two aspects of themselves. And I have learned to do that as well, because I used to think that I have to struggle so hard to make money, that making money has to be something that if I am not shedding tears, shedding blood, it is just impossible to make money. So I have personally learned to put structures in place that enables money, wealth to flow in with ease into my pocket, into my life. So I have stopped being that woman that is always in her feminine, always procrastinating, always waiting, always wanting to, okay, let me just be in flow. So there is that synergy, that collaboration, that what's the word now? That harmony that has to exist within you. You have to harmonize those different aspects of you. So that is the first point for us in this conversation. We must harmonize our masculine and our feminine. The polarity must be there. There is a reason why we are women in the first place, but that does not mean that because we are women that we always have to be in flow. We always have to be passive, or we always have to be nurturing. The divine feminine is not always nurturing. There is that aspect of her that is fierce. There is the aspect of her that is a huntress. There is this aspect of her that is a go-getter. There is this aspect of her that makes things happen. And for me, that is where the doing aspect, that is where it comes in. So there is a time to do, and there's a time to just be. So women who are making bank in 2026 have learned to identify these peak periods in their lives. There are different seasons in our lives as women. So there are seasons where you will have to be on your toes, where you will have to go all out, and there are seasons in your life, cycles, where you will just have to come back home and rest. So understanding this polarity will go a long way to help you to level up in 2026 and beyond. If you really want to make bank, if you really want that wealth to flow to you, you just have to harmonize. You have to be harmonized. So when there is a split, When there is a split and you cannot find that congruence, that is where things begin to fall apart. And you begin to look at, where is my money? Where is the money? Adele, you've been talking about making money for how many months now? Where is the money? It's because you are not tapping into the polarity, into the duality of the woman that you are. You are not just made up of one element, you are made up of different elements. And the sooner you begin to tap into these different aspects of yourself and you start implementing some of the principles that apply to these different aspects, the sooner the money begins to come in. Because I stopped struggling to make money 5 years ago when I decided within myself that I was going to make money my own way, doing what I love, serving the people that I care about, people who respect my boundaries. And it hasn't been the same since then, for good, for good. And that is why I am going to keep sharing this knowledge on my platform until women get it. So the number two thing that you have to start tapping into if you want to start making bank immediately is your passion. I wonder who told women that we have to be certain ways or that our passions don't matter. I wonder who told us, because I know that where I grew up, when I was growing up, I have always been passionate about certain things. I am a poet. I love writing poetry, and at some point, it was beaten out of me, so to say. It was taken out of me by life. Life was lifing, and so I had to put my poetry writing. I used to dramatize to myself, write different scripts, do this, do that. And those were passions of mine that I was really, really passionate about. I love dancing. I was a good dancer way back. I haven't danced in a while, but when I dance now, I am not trying to dance as a professional or anything. I just dance because it brings out a certain aspect of me. And that was why I mentioned earlier that you are not just made up of one thing as a woman. The divine feminine is made up of different elements, and different situations, different environments, different interactions will call out that different aspect of you. That is, if you get in tune, if you are in tune. So you have to be in tune and you have to be attuned. I love dancing. When I was trying to lose weight, way back 2019 thereabout, I was trying to lose weight and I didn't want to hit the gym too hard. I went back to dancing. I started dancing because it was joyful for me. There's a way it spoke to my innermost self, the self that I wasn't aware, the siren in me that I wasn't aware existed at the time. I danced my way to the weight that I wanted. And it's because I was passionate about it. I am also very passionate about learning. I am a curious person. I'm always researching, always going into the deep holes, the rabbit holes. I am always researching. These are things that I am passionate about. I get animated when I have to share some of the knowledge that I have gained over the years. And that was why I was an excellent trainer in the corporate. That's why I excelled, because I got into my passion. Women have to understand what they are passionate about. I love creating videos. I don't have 1,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, but I'm going to keep making videos because it's one of the key things that I enjoy doing with my time. It is one of the activities that lights me up. It keeps me alive. There is joy in it for me. There is aliveness in it for me. And so if money meets me doing what I enjoy doing, If money meets me doing what keeps me alive, what lights me up, what gets me moving, I don't think there is anything bad in it. I personally do not think that is something to start grousing about. Real Max TV, I'm streaming from Africa. I am an African. Okay, thank you for joining. Alexander Amanze, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. So, thank you for joining. And so, for me, women must tap into their passion if you are going to make the type and kind of money that appeals to you. If you are going to make bank, you have to explore those passions of yours. It is limitless. Over the years, I cannot begin to tell you how many things I have dabbled into. And this is not because I had so much resources to just throw at things. It was because I am a curious person and I like to see things come to life right in front of me. So women who are making bank, who are making money, attracting wealth and maintaining wealth, they are passionate women. I am a passionate person, but I am passionate about things that resonate with me, things that actually appeals to me, and things that I want to or feel very strongly about. That for me is passion. It is joyful, it is creative for me, it is life-giving, it is alive. My passion is something that keeps me getting up in the morning. It keeps me loving the life that I am living. I am not living a life that I need to escape from. And so when I began to dabble into things that I am passionate about, naturally people began to gravitate towards me and I began to make money. A lot of people online will tell women that they can't make money off of their passion. That is a big lie. At least from my personal experience and from working with thousands of women over the years. Like I mentioned earlier, I have worked in the corporates and I have been a businesswoman as well. So I do know that it is possible for women to make money off of their passion. Because again, what is the point of waking up and then having to go do what you don't? I mean, I am assuming I'm talking to grown women here. And as women in our grown woman era, we are not giving our time, our energy, our resources to activities or businesses or careers that are not resonant for us, that have no resonance. And so for me, it's about tapping into your passion and getting ahead in life, attracting the type and kind of audience you want, customers you want, money that you want, and then having a joyful life. I am going to expire on the hill of encouraging women to go in the direction of their joy. Because women do more, women are happier when they are doing things that actually feed their divine feminine. That is the way I see it. The third thing that women are doing to make bank, the third level up code that women need to embrace is purpose. I was talking earlier about passion because passion is for you and for you alone. Maybe it's just something that you enjoy doing. Like I mentioned, I love dancing, I love reading, I love writing, and I have gone back to my writing. I wasn't writing as much as I was before. Now I write poetries and I bring my poetic side, the poetry that I write sometimes to myself. I bring it onto this channel to share with my women, with my ladies. So sometimes when you see me reading from something in my videos, those are poems that I wrote for myself sometimes. Those are poems that I wrote because they were thoughts that I was passionate about or thoughts that just galvanized me in that moment. And so when I write those poems, sometimes I will actually come on my YouTube channel and read them out loud to share. And from when the moment I began to share my passion, it turned into a purpose for me, because other people can now tap into whatever message that I am putting out there and use to level up their own life across the world. And that was when my passion began to expand beyond my space. I decided to put it out there, praying and hoping that somebody finds my passion in the form of my message useful. And then it began to circulate around. And so when they are talking about ikigai, I've heard of that so much, and I have read so much about ikigai. It's about finding that thing that you love, that you enjoy doing, that you can do over and over, talk about over and over, and it's something that is also beneficial to someone who can pay you to keep talking about it or to keep doing it. For example, if you are a fitness trainer or a dancer, you love it, and you are able to connect with people who are looking to learn how to dance or learn how to lose weight in certain ways, it begins to pay you. It's now something that has moved from being just a passion that was just for you. Now it's serving another person. It is serving the world. It is serving the earth. It is growing the earth. It's become your contribution. So when you begin to contribute to the external, to the other person, the next person, to the world, to the earth, that is when that particular thing has gone beyond you, from just being a passion to become a purpose for you. When I started my YouTube channel, I was just doing styling videos. I was just styling, which is what I enjoy. It's part of my ways of giving back to the earth, giving back to whoever is watching me, to the women in my community and all of that. But then I had a pivotal moment where I thought to myself that I wanted to start doing deep dives, rather than, instead of just doing styling alone. I mean, every now and then I still pop up with some styling videos, but I wanted to have serious money conversations with women, level up conversations with women. I wanted to take the conversation a step higher than just talking about styling alone. Of course, there is a lot that goes with styling, with clothing, with beauty, with presentation, and all of that. I am not in any way letting go of those topics, but I also wanted to be able to explore different ways to get women out of poverty, or if you are not in poverty, so to say, at least to level up your money game, your financial. Because when a woman is financially independent, when she is sovereign in that way, she can make cleaner decisions. Ability to see things objectively increases, and her ability to rest, the opportunity to rest, begin to show up in different ways, because she is not rushing. She is not making rash decisions. She is not making pressure-filled decisions. So I wanted to take the conversation deeper by talking about money, which is a topic that a lot of people um, are shy to talk about, because it's something that is very personal to a whole lot of people. But for me, it's about gaining financial independence. And one of the ways to gain that financial independence, in my experience, has been tapping into your purpose, getting to your purpose, finding your purpose, or just doing your purpose. And this purpose is something that will serve you and serve other people, serve the world around you. So if you want to make bank in 2026, you have to be asking yourself those hard questions. Hard questions of, what am I even here on this earth to do? who am I here to help? Who am I here to serve? You could be thinking that whatever you are doing is irrelevant, or is so small, or it's so minute. No, no, there is a niche audience for any gifts, whatever gifts that you possess. A lot of gifted women, talented women, skilled women, fabulous women, they have been held back by this belief that whatever they are doing is not grand. It doesn't have to be grand. So your purpose could just, it could be anything. So purpose is not something that is grand. It is not as exaggerated as some people would like us to believe. For some women, your purpose could just be helping someone to move from here to there. And within that space of movement, that transformation, the purpose has been fulfilled. You have contributed to the growth or the development of someone else by simply doing that. And so it is not a matter of, oh, your purpose must be this grand, this expansive, this huge thing. No. Purpose is something that fills you up, that calls to you, that fulfills you, that enlivens you, that activates you, galvanizes you, moves you, elevates you, transform you internally and externally. And the moment you tap into your purpose, the moment you decide to stand on that business, things will begin to shift. Your bank account will feel it, because people are looking for women who can help them with certain solutions. And it doesn't have to be anything grand. Like I said earlier, people will pay you. You will be happy doing what you are doing, rendering whatever services or selling whatever products that you are selling, or just being yourself. I have clients in my portfolio who don't do anything other than just showing up online and cooking, showing their best coffee tips. And I was surprised that there's a whole niche for coffee. I was surprised because, when you've been in the corporate for as long as I have been, there are some things that will still come across as strange to you, until I went into started my own personal consulting, coaching and consulting business. I wasn't exposed to so many other businesses, so to say, people who are trying to build personal brand, until I started helping women to build personal brand the feminine way, to do different things. I did not know that you could just come online and just do certain things and you'll be paid. And working with those women, experiencing those breakthroughs with them, also gave me permission to move forward as well. Their purpose actually impacted me. The process of them activating their purpose, getting into their bags, getting to their North Star, actually impacted mine as well. Even though I was the coach, even though I was a consultant that was supposed to give them certain advice, it also gave me permission to also move forward in my own business. I saw examples of what could be for me as well if I move in certain ways. And so for me, I'm not just on here talking as if I have all the answers, talking as if I have seen everything, feeling as if I know it all. No, I don't. I am learning from my community, from my clients, as much as they are learning from me. And so it's a two-way street. And this is because people are busy activating their purposes around me. And because they are doing that, it also have those experiences had a ripple effect on me as well. They also galvanized me. They also moved me. They made me also want to expand, because I could see what was happening with and for women, for and through women in my community. And so activating your purpose will help you and put a stamp on you being able to make bank every single time, every single day. Someone needs your service somewhere, right? So the fourth level up cheat code that women are tapping into to make bank in 2026 and beyond is you understanding what is profitable to you, that is profits, understanding what is profitable to you and what is not. You are not going to make bank if you are busy people pleasing. You are not going to make bank if you are cutting costs, if you are busy cutting your price so that some people can come into your services or experience your products. You are not going to make bank by doing that. And I can say for certain that there are certain customers for certain people. Everyone cannot be your cup of tea, and you cannot be everybody's bottle of champagne. You can't be. If you are a woman in business or you are growing a career, you cannot be setting a price standard for yourself that you know is not worth it for you. I am assuming that you are going to be pouring yourself, your time, your energy, your resources into this business or this career. So why will you be collecting or receiving an exchange that is not fair? Whatever you are exchanging, whether you are exchanging your knowledge, whether you are exchanging your products, your services, whatever you are exchanging, it has to be a sacred exchange. It has to be a fair exchange for you. It has to be profitable. And that is why I am always going to be about women building personal brands that are calm, joyful, authentic, aligned, magnetic, profitable, and sustainable. Because if it is not profitable for you, where is the sustainability? How do you make bank if what you are engaging yourself in, spending your time on, is not bringing in that extra? You have put in a certain investment into a certain venture. You are expecting something to come out of it. And if it is not worth your time, if it is not worth your energy, if it's not worth the knowledge that you are putting into it, the effort that you are putting into it, if you are not getting the appropriate or the right return on all of that, it is an unfair exchange. It becomes an unfair exchange. You are not going to be able to smile to the bank. And I do know, I understand, I can say this with certainty that a number of women are people pleasers. Because you want to please certain people, you cut off the price. And then you are grumbling at the back. You are struggling to deliver. Who does that help at the end? Who does it help? So if you are going to level up, you will have to learn how to stand on your business. Stand on your standard. Stick to your standards. People that will buy from you will buy, and people who will not, will not. As long as whatever you are putting forward is valuable, it is transformational, and people can see a clear result from engaging with you, with your products, with your services, with your with what you are putting forward. As long as people can clearly see that, or you can clearly demonstrate that, then you are not asking for too much. A lot of women think they are asking for too much in terms of profiting from their gifts, profiting from their talents, profiting from their expertise, profiting from their skills, profiting from their stories, their lived experiences, etc. A lot of women think that it is wrong to want to profit. Profit is security. It is security. It is not about gold digging here. It's about security digging. What is the point of having a business or a career that cannot get you to the bus stop? What is the point? Feminine women are women who know when to push and when to stay back. You have to know when to push forward, and you have to know when you have to just retreat, because it doesn't work for you. It is out of alignment. It doesn't match. It doesn't align. There is no harmony. There is no harmony between what you are giving and what you are receiving. And femininity, women who are standing in their femininity, who are rooted in their femininity, are always open to receiving fair, fair compensation, fair reward for their efforts. And for me, that is that. The fifth level up code, ladies, if you are enjoying this live, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the live as well. The fifth code, the fifth level up code that women are using in 2026 and even beyond to make bank is activating their pleasure. Activating their pleasure. Pleasure is not bad. People have been wired, programmed, made to think that enjoying something, finding pleasure in your work, in your career, in your whatever you are building, whatever you are spending your time on, that it is wrong to find pleasure in things or to bask in the very joy, the very aliveness of what you are doing. This is the most pleasurable that I am feeling in this moment, because I am what I actually want to do. I am doing what I actually prefer to do with my time in this moment. I am on this life with you ladies. I am pouring into what is there to me, which is my community. And I find so much joy and pleasure in that. And some people will shame you for going after your pleasure. This is 2026, ladies. There is nothing wrong with you finding pleasure in certain things. This may not be your own pleasure. This is play and pleasure for me. What I am doing right now is not work. It is me saying what I want to say in this moment. It is me doing what I want to do in this moment. It is me devoting myself to what I prefer to devote myself to in this moment. There is no iota of trust in what I am doing now. There is no iota of unhappiness in what I am doing now. There is no trace of resistance in what I am doing in this moment. And that for me is so pleasurable. I am enjoying this conversation. I am so enjoying it. And so if you want to make money, if you really want to start attracting the type and kind of wealth that you desire, you have to tap into your pleasure. What are the things that you enjoy doing? What are the activities that you would do, you would pour yourself into, even if no one is paying you? Of course, we want to be paid. Let's not get it twisted. We want to be paid, right? We want to make bank. But if no one was paying you to do that thing, what is that thing that you would do if no one was paying you for it? Would you still want to devote your time, your energy, your resources to that particular thing? So pleasure is not just about, oh, I just want to do this. Pleasure is about resonance for me. It's about the deep connection, because I am a very deep person. I like to understand the meaning, the why, the when, the where, the what, the hows. Those are the things that naturally attract me as a person. And those are the activities that I find pleasure in. I mentioned earlier that I enjoy creating videos, teaching, impacting, changing people's lives for better. It's something that I find pleasurable. It's tied to my passion. It is tied to my purpose. It lights me up. It excites me when I see people implementing some of my teachings and coming back to me with feedback of how things are working out for them, how their lives are getting better, whether it is style wise, whether it is with their beauty, whether it is with their money, because those are the pillars that I personally enjoy talking about and that I love teaching people about. Making money, enjoying your work, finding joy in your life, in your style, in your beauty, in your overall experience as a woman on planet Earth. So these are topics that I personally find pleasurable talking about. I also find pleasure spending time with my family. I love my family time. Having the timing, the luxury of having the time to actually be with your family, creating memories, those moments, those are things that are pleasurable for me. And that also spills into the type and kind of work that you do. I don't see any reason why, for me, it just doesn't sit well with me when I see people doing work that they keep complaining about over and over, knowing fully well that we are human beings with free will. We can decide to change our situation right now in this moment. You just have to have the right mindset towards it. And so for me, pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. Women, start tapping into your pleasure. Start enjoying yourself. I used to work in somewhere back then where it was a crime for you to even smile, because sometimes I could be having some thoughts in my head and be smiling. And I was I was faulted for smiling. Like, you are not professional enough because you are smiling, because you are laughing. You have to be extremely, extremely serious. Please, please, please. Some people will actually go out of their way to police your pleasure. And for me, nothing, no one can stand in the way of my pleasure. That is just the kind of person that I am. And I am spending more of my time, my energy, engaging in pleasurable activities. It could be your hobbies, it could be your work, it could be anything, because really, anyone can find joy, anyone can find pleasure in whatever they find resonance in. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay? Moving on, ladies. The sixth level up code that women will have to embrace in 2026 and beyond is standing in your power. Powerful women, feminine women, women who are grounded, women who are aligned, women who are confident. Their powers are sourced internally. Internally. There was a time I was doing so much research on human design, and that was why I incorporated it into my coaching and consulting techniques. That was why I incorporated it, because you have to source your power internally as a woman. You are powerful. A lot of women have outsourced their powers. They have let go of their powers because they have been programmed out of those powers. They allowed themselves sometimes to be programmed out of their powers, to be cheated out of their powers, to be booted out of their powers. No one should be stripping you of your internal sovereignty as a woman without your permission. No one should be given the power to strip you of your free will, of your sovereignty as a woman. You are not going to make bank if you cannot stabilize your power source. Your power source meaning that self-confidence, that self-assurance, that self-knowledge that you have of yourself. The knowing that I can do this, the internal certainty that I can get this to happen, I can do this,
No one should be taking away your agency. No one should be given the power to take away that agency from you as a woman. Because if you are going to stand in your power, as no one should be saying something to you and then you get triggered and you start changing yourself overnight for that single person or for those people. Leveled up women understand who they are and they stand in that wholeness. They what attracts abundance and wealth to them, because I am not going to be shape shifting. I am not going to be bending over backward for anyone. It is not going to happen, not in my life, not on my watch. And that is what I am going to continue to preach. You have to source your power internally. If you do your research on human design, you would see whether you are a manifesting generator or a generator or a projector, or it goes on and on, because this affects the way we make decisions. It affects personal authority within ourselves. It affects how we direct our lives. And so if your power is not sourced within you or from the overall source, the creator, if your power is not sourced in that way, you will be standing on shaky ground. Anyone will come in and begin to shake your foundation. Anyone will come, you will, sorry, ladies. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, we're back. If your power source is not strong, if it is not solid as a woman, people will come in, take from you, deplete you, drain you, and discard you. And I definitely do not want that for any woman in my community or any woman listening to and watching this video. And so you have to source your power from within so that you will be able to make decisions that advance your life. You'll be able to make decisions that actually level you up in the direction that you want, that get you moving in the direction that you want, or decisions that keeps you exactly where you want to be. And so this level of code, this level of code of sourcing your power internally, it is one of the foundational knowledge that every feminine woman must work on. You have to be rooted in who you are. No one can come in and tell me who I am, because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I carry. I know my power. So no one can come in and start describing to me who I am, because my power is internally sourced. It is not outsourced to anyone, to any human being. I am grounded in who I am because I have spent time getting to know me. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. No one can tell me who I am. My identity is strong. I know who I am. And so my question to you is, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are as a woman? Do you know the power that you carry? Your talents, your gifts. Do you know what those are? Have you spent time with yourself, or you are still allowing other people to tell you who you are because you have refused to spend time with yourself? You have refused to get to know yourself. And if you don't know your power, if you don't know how powerful you are, if you don't know how powerful you are, you will struggle. Power should be assumed. You should assume power because you are a feminine woman, you are a woman, you are made up of different aspects, different elements, different movements going on, different motions. you can flow, you can create. You are the life force. You are the life force. So how can you know that you are the life, the force of your own life? How can you know that and someone will external will still be the one dictating to you who you should be? And so to make bank in 2026 and beyond, to make money, being yourself, being who you are, you have to tap into that power, that well within you. You have to tap into it. You have to get to know who you are and what you carry, so that you can use it not only to advance yourself, but also to grow the planet Earth. You will use it to yourself, to elevate yourself and people around you. This is not me shouting at you or talking down at you. This is me awakening you, tapping you to wake up and step into your greatness. Because it is you, it's been you, it will be you all along. A lot of things are waiting to happen in you. Greatness are waiting to happen in you, through you, for you. And so, women who are making bank are powerful. They are wielding their powers in the different spaces that they find themselves. The seventh cheat code that I want to share with you today, ladies, the seventh level up cheat code that women who are making banks don't joke with, that can elevate your life effortlessly. That is your peace. You don't joke with your peace. Peaceful women cannot make women in chaos cannot make bank. They can't make bank. You have to be at peace with your body, at peace with your mind, at peace with your spirit, at peace with your money, at peace with your relationships. If you are constantly in chaos, you are constantly in that toxic loop or in the topsy-turvy where you can't find your ground, you wouldn't be able to focus on your post. You won't even be able to create or cultivate the time to engage in your passion, because you are constantly in. Emilia, hi, thank you for joining. Hi. Emilia Ugoji, thank you for joining. So if you are constantly dousing fire in your life, you are constantly putting things, what's the word now? There's this phrase that I am looking for right now. I can't, it's not coming to me. But the bottom line is, if you are constantly chasing, if you are constantly dousing fire, if you are constantly in emotional roller coaster, on an emotional roller coaster, you cannot make bank, because you wouldn't even have the energy, you wouldn't have the strength, the resources to focus on things that you should be focusing on, activities that will actually bring money in for you. If my life was not peaceful, I wouldn't have the time or the energy in this moment to be talking to you. If my life was in shambles, and I'm not saying that my life is perfect, let's not misunderstand that, but I have peace. I am a peaceful woman. I am filled with peace. I am at peace with my body, where my body is. I am at peace with where my mental is. I am at peace in my spirit, in my soul, because this is what my spirit, my soul, my body, my energy, this is what it wants to create, and it is creating it. I am creating my reality in this moment because I have embraced my peace in the way that I deal with my relationships, my family life. So peaceful women are positioned strategically to make money. Peaceful women are focusing on their purpose. Peaceful women are activating their passion. Peaceful women are busy networking. They are busy making money. They are busy living the life that they do not need to escape from. Because there is peace. No one should be taking away your peace. If anything, whatever it is, whether it is work, business, relationship, if it is tampering with your peace, it has to go. That friction has to be removed. And peace is not does not mean that there are no room to, or there is no room to improve anything in your life. No. Peace, when you are at peace, that is when you will be able to focus on what actually needs improvements. A woman that is not peaceful, or that doesn't have peace in her heart, in her body, in her mind, in her spirit, will not be able to focus on any personal development. It just won't work. And so whatever or whoever is causing chaos in your life has to be eliminated. They have to go. If you want to make money, make bank, you have to cultivate your peace, ladies. You have to be intentional. You have to be strategic. You have to be prepared. You have to be very conscious with the way you go about embracing peace in your life. You are not on social media arguing with people that you may never meet in your life over a topic that you don't even care about like that. You're not going to be on social media doing all of that, because that is taking away from your peace. If you come to my video and you leave any comment that is very sour or leaves a bad taste in the mouth, I am not going to give that person the satisfaction of disrupting my peace by responding. I'm just going to either mute, block, and move on with my life, because I am a peaceful woman. I love my peace, and I don't like anything, situation, human being that will take me out of that alignment. I will not allow anything or anyone to take me out of that peaceful alignment. That peace that I am enjoying in my life, that I am always preaching about, I don't allow anything or anyone to tamper with it. If it is social media that you go to, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube, if there are influencers or whoever that you are following that is giving you mental issues, you have to unfollow. The unfollow button is there. You have to unfollow. Because if you are busy thinking about, oh, I would love to dress the way she is dressed, but you know that you don't have the financial wherewithal to dress that way, it is already interfering with your peace. It is already interfering with your life. It is already affecting the direction of your life. It is already affecting your motion, because you have allowed that crack to take place, and it is that toxic thought is not seeping in and polluting your peace. And while you are busy thinking about how you want to dress like that other lady or look like that other lady, activities that you should be focusing on that will bring you money, your clients are probably on the lineup waiting for you to deliver services to them so that you can make your money and make bank. But because you have allowed that particular thought, that particular interaction, that particular encounter, that particular experience, you have allowed all of that to seep into your peace. Now you are not able to focus on what you should be focusing on to bring in the money. Now you have lost your peace. You have lost your joy in that moment. You have lost the happiness that you were experiencing, because you have allowed those things to shift you, to get you out of alignment. And so if you want to make bank effortlessly in 2026, you have to cultivate your peace. Stand on your peace. Okay, ladies? You know I love you. That is why I am sharing all of this with you. This is not me talking down at you at all. This is me sharing real time, real life experiences with you. These are things that I have experienced personally in my life. They are transformation that I have been able to bring about in my own life. And that is why I am always going to be on here sharing with my women, with ladies, with aligned women, women who are heading somewhere. Number 8, the 8th level up code that you have to embrace if you want to make bank effortlessly as a feminine woman, as an ambitious woman, as an aligned woman, as a confident woman, as an intentional woman, as a strategic woman in 2026. That is your presence. Your presence. Your presence. There are so many things attached to creating or curating your presence as a woman. There are women who enters into certain rooms and without saying any word, the waves will begin to happen. People will shift. People will adjust. Not because they are doing anything, but because they have learned to cultivate, to nurture their presence. And presence in this instance includes your physical presence and your aura, your energy. I have done so many videos on this channel. You can check them out, talking about personal brand, talking about your presence, talking about curating your style, talking about working on your energy hygiene, because you need both. You need the physical presence, your physical appearance, plus your energy to make the impact. And this is why two people will go for an interview or for a business funding proposal, and one person will get picked, the other person will not be picked. I'm not saying this is what happens in all instances, but I can guarantee you, by virtue of the years I have spent interviewing people, the years I have spent having conversations with people, being part of different performance conversations, being part of level up conversations, I can tell you with certainty that your energy matters a whole lot. Your energy, your aura, as well as your physical presentation, from your hair to your toes, to the clothing that you choose to wear for those experiences, those interactions, to the way you communicate, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, the way you interact with people, how you make people feel around you. Because how you feel about yourself will manifest on the outside in the way you interact with people. And so whether you are going to get the bag, get the money, get the deal, get the job, get the business, all of that will determine on the presence that you bring to those interactions, those experiences, your presence. There are so many women who don't know how powerful they are. I am a powerful woman. I know my power. I know how people react to me when they meet me. And because I have had opportunities over the years to train and be trained, I know how to conduct myself, I know how to comport myself, and I know how to get the type and kind of results that I want from every interaction. Because if you don't cultivate your presence, if you don't work on your presence as a woman, you will struggle to attract money. Because when we even go the spiritual route, if you don't have the right mindset, the right energy, the right vibe, so to say, if you don't have all of that down pat, the universe will continue to look at you and feel that you are not ready. Because women who are ready are prepared. And that is why I will always say or encourage you to stay ready so that you won't have to get ready. Opportunities are going to come. They are not going to tell you that they are coming. You have to stay ready for your opportunities. I train women at C-suite level. I train women at executive level. So I know exactly what I am talking about here. There are women in businesses who will get certain deals because of the presence that they come with. And there are women who will not even get a second glance because of the presence that they come with. I know a confident woman and a woman who is not confident. Not because I am a superwoman or I know it all or I've seen it all, but because I have been through trainings and I have also trained. I have had real life conversations. I have had real life encounters with women at different levels. Women in businesses, women executives, women in careers. I have trained CEOs. I have trained professionals. And I have been trained as well. So I understand the impact and the effects of bringing the right presence as a woman to every interaction. So if you are going to make bank, you have to work on your presence. Your presence meaning your overall presentation and the overall energy, the vibe, the feeling that you bring to whoever you are interacting with. It is very important. And this is not me encouraging you to be smiling when you don't need to be smiling, or telling you to have an RB face when you should be smiling. So there's something called reading the room, being able to read a room. Because when you are able to read the room as a woman, you know what to bring out of your repertoire. You know what to bring out of your heart, out of your bag. You know what to bring out, the part of you that needs to come out. And so that was why I started the video with you understanding your polarity, getting into your duality, accepting your duality as a woman. There are times that you would have to be masculine, and there are times that you would have to be soft, feminine, flowy, you know. So you have to know yourself, understand yourself to that level where you are able to cultivate a credible presence per time. This is not about shape shifting. It's not about you turning into a different person because you are in another room. Because you have to have that internal power that we mentioned earlier. Your power must be internally sourced. So when you are grounded in who you are, you know who you are, your presence will speak a whole lot. Before you even open your mouth, people will know that, oh, this is this woman. This is who she is, irrespective. And so your energy, your physical presentation, and the non-verbal, that is what they call non-verbal communication. The verbal communication and the non-verbal communication, they are important. And they play a very huge role in whether you get to smile to the bank or not. We're not going to pretend here on this channel. I do not pretend. I am speaking to grown women. And so I am encouraging you to work on your presence, your aura. Nobody wants to be with a Debbie Downer. Nobody wants to be with someone who is just toxic. Generally, nobody wants to be in the presence of people like that. And this is not me pushing you to become a people pleaser, because we will never be people pleasers on this channel. We will always stand in our power. We will always stand on business. We will always stand in our truth. And so these are all part and parcel of who you are and whichever brand that you happen to be building part time. So, excuse me, ladies. Presence. Presence is another level up code that you cannot joke with. Number 9, I know it's been a long one. I'm going to be wrapping up soon. Just stay with me, ladies. Don't go anywhere, okay? We need to wrap this up. But I will make sure to finish my write-up that I have here for you. The 9th level up code that women who are making bank don't play with, that they don't joke with, is play. Oh my goodness. Play. Women, some of us have forgotten how to play, especially busy women, ambitious women, women who are always involved in one business or career related activities or the other, or women who are just so work focused that we do not create the time to play. And play for me is very nuanced, because what is playful to me may not be playful to the next woman or to you listening or watching this video. Listening to or watching this video. So play is a very attractive trait that we need and must cultivate as women. A lot of women don't know how to play, and the feminine must tap into our playfulness, because where is the joy? There is this effervescence, this energy, this glow that comes to women, through women, from women, in women who are playful. Like, when I want to get into my play mode, I will just throw on whatever I need to throw on and start dancing to my favorite songs, to my favorite music, and just dancing and enjoying the movement of my body. I used to be so stiff. God, I was so stiff that to even move my own body that I am living in, the body that I am living in, it was a Herculean task to move my hips, to move my shoulders, to smile, to just be joyful, to just be playful, playing with myself. Some women have been trained, programmed out of playfulness. They have been programmed out of it. And sometimes, because we are trying to be this professional woman, trying to be this business woman, trying to be this woman that is serious, that is this, like, if you create time to play, is the world going to end? Is your business going to collapse? Is your work, are you going to lose your job if you create the time to play? Like, does it mean that you are not serious if you don't play? If you play, if you choose to just be happy, to just be carefree, to just be open to receiving, to just being, just in activating your inner child, how does that make you unserious? How does that make you unprofessional? How does that make you less of a businesswoman? Because there is a time to play and there is time for work. But some of us are on the extreme side of working, that it is difficult for us to just loosen up and play, to loosen up and laugh and be joyful and just be. That is femininity. That is the feminine energy allowed to come out. The feminine energy you are allowing to be. Women who are making bank create time to to be in their happy mode. Because for me, in my experience some time back, so I think I was working somewhere then, it was, the environment was always so, there was a pal, let me use that word. It was so stiff, so dry, that you daring to just be carefree, to be happy, or to even smile and try to be humorous, to just be in your feminine, it was a crime. And I was like, why is this environment like this? So it took a while for people to understand that that is just who I am. I'm not going to be here and be serious from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. It is not going to happen. Like, there is no crime in you expressing your joy. And I understood from that experience that some people just don't want you to be happy. It makes them hungry to see a woman who is actually happy with herself, who is actually playful. Because play can come up in different ways. For me, like I told you ladies earlier, I love writing poetry. And sometimes when I'm in my playful mode, I'll just pick up my pen and start writing. Those poems, some of them are just for me, and sometimes I bring some of them to the channel to share with you ladies. So sometimes when I am sharing with you ladies my poetry, I am not sharing because I am expecting something grand to happen. I'm sharing because it's just play to me. I'm just playing. I'm just being happy and sharing my joy, sharing my happiness. That is it. No more, no less. And in the process of doing that, I have attracted people who vibed with that, people who loved some of the things that I have written, people who paid me to even write for them, write some of those things for them, to pen those letters, because I consider them my love letters to myself, love letters to my audience, love letters to my community. That's the way I see some of those poetry. So some of them are so personal that I don't want to share publicly, and some I bring to the public and I share, and it is part of play for me. Coming online to talk to my community, to share videos, is part of playing for me. So playing is not just about traveling or just engaging in leisurely activities. Those are part of it. But some of us have become so contracted, so constrained, that we feel guilty or we feel some type of way when we decide to just let go and just be ourselves. When I go to parties with my friend, sometimes the way I dance, the way I let go, the way I release myself to the joy of the moment, the happiness of the moment, because heck, we are here to have fun. We are here to have fun. And when it is time to be serious, to do work, I am serious, and I am, I become my structured person again. But the presence of structure should not be a reason to lack. It shouldn't be a reason to frown at fun. The fact that you love your routines, you love your system, you love your structure, does not mean that you cannot have fun times. It doesn't mean that you cannot have joy. It doesn't mean that you can't be happy. It doesn't mean that you cannot loosen up and just be, and just bask in the present moment, in the present joy. Because these are moments that are happening in different pockets of times in our lives. A lot of women have left certain interactions that could have been joyful, happy, and just good for them, because they are so stiff. I can intellectualize when I need to intellectualize, and I can get down on the floor to dance, to play, to do whatever I need to do to be happy. It doesn't take away from my structured self. It doesn't take anything away from my discipline. It doesn't take anything away from my focus. It does not take away from my purpose. It does not take away from my experience. It doesn't take away from my ambition. Playing does not take away anything from your ambition. You are allowed to be playful and ambitious. You are allowed to be happy and disciplined. You are allowed to be funny and committed. You are allowed to be joyous and focused. It is not a take this or leave this thing. It shouldn't be. Because 360-degree women who are making bank, they are women who have learned to integrate. It is when there is this huge split that you find yourself on extreme spectrums. It shouldn't be that way. So today I am putting it to you right now in this moment to start playing. Start playing. After this video, before I go to bed, I'm going to do maybe 20, 50 skips just for the fun of it. And then I take my bath, put on my subliminals, and I am off to dreamland. And for me, that is just a playful activity. Something that I enjoy doing that brings smile to my face. It doesn't have to be something that I am expecting anything from. And when you create time for your play, it will attract another level of wealth and abundance to you. And you will start smiling to the bank. Because if you are not creating time to play, if you are always serious, always this, always that, babe, sis, my queen, my darling, my lady, abundance will have a hard time living with you. It will have a hard time staying with you because, again, we are dual beings. We are human beings with polarity. And those traits within us are supposed to be complementary. They are not supposed to be divisive. They are supposed to be complementary traits, complementary characteristics about ourselves to experience life as a whole being. Right? So the last cheat code that I will share with us today is in a long one. It's been a long life, I know. The last cheat code that I will share with us, women who are making bank, is proficiency. Proficiency. Proficiency meaning if you want to build a certain brand, a personal brand around whatever it is that is purposeful for you, that is aligned for you, that is passionate for you, that is alive for you, you have to build your proficiency levels. No one is going to pay you the way you want to be paid, the way you desire to be paid, if they cannot see a level of proficiency. If you are a dancer and you love dancing, you must dance well. If you are a baker, you love baking, you must bake well. Learn to bake well. Improve on your baking. If you are a singer, you love singing, you must learn to sing well. Be one of the best singers. Because if you don't improve your proficiency level, stagnation may come in. And when stagnation comes in, it becomes difficult to get paid the way you want to be paid, the way you prefer to be paid, the way you desire to be paid. So your talents, your gifts, your passion, your purpose, your expertise, you have to keep working on your crafts. Because when you don't work on your crafts, when you abandon your craft or you think you get into the comfort zone where you feel, oh, I am okay where I am, you are not then leaving room for growth. You are not leaving room for you to improve. And when there is nothing, you feel there is nothing for you to improve in your craft as a woman, you begin to rest when you should not be resting. You begin to allow things to fall through the cracks. So you have to keep leveling up your expertise. You have to keep leveling up your proficiency. You have to keep building your competency. You have to keep building your capacity, your capabilities. Because as you are building, doing all of that building, you are building yourself automatically. You are building your character, because the very process or the very foundation of personal development is character building. It is character building. So as you continue to work on your craft, hone your craft, become better, become one of the best in your category, in your niche, in your sector, you are building your character alongside. You are building your reputation alongside. You are building your image alongside. You are building your trust in yourself, your knowledge of yourself, your assurance in yourself. You are building all of that as you continue to work and improve your crafts. And there is no way you would do all of that and wealth and abundance would not want to be with you. No way. At least not in my experience. I did not experience any significant growth in my craft, in my business, in my career, until I began to improve my knowledge base, improve my knowledge of the subject matter, improve my knowledge of my skills, improve my ability to transform, my ability to move people from here to there. Clear results. So women who are going to make bank, or who are already making bank as we are speaking in 2026 and beyond, are also working on their proficiency level, because that is what will attract prosperity. And you know that on this channel, we are about your growth, we are about our glow, we are about our prosperity, our health, our wealth, and happiness. Those are the foundation of this channel. Those are the topics that I am always going to be talking about, because I want women to be sovereign. I want women listening to me, watching me, to be happy. I want them to be financially independent. I want them to love who they see, the woman they see in the mirror every single day. That is my main goal on this channel. I want you to grow, I want you to glow, and I want you to prosper without abandoning yourself, abandoning your body, abandoning your mind, abandoning your spirit, abandoning your soul. Because I am about that holistic life. The 360-degree woman, the glass is full woman. That is what I am about. And so I'm always going to be in your business around your beauty, around your health, around your money, around your wealth, around your happiness, your joy. I'm always going to be in your business concerning all of these. It's been 1 hour 30, just over 30 minutes on the stream. I think that is all I want to share with us today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me check the chats. I know I have been going on and on. Cecilia, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. People like you make me want to come on here over and over again. Alexander Manze, thank you so much. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your participation. Real Max TV, thank you again for commenting, for your input. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. And for all of you who is going to be watching this video, who is going to be watching the replay of the live or listening to the replay of the live, I thank you all so much. I am sincerely grateful to have you here. I do not take any of your support for granted. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, this platform to change, to create that change within you, to be a part of your level up, to be a part of your transformation. Thank you so much to all of you. I don't take you for granted. And I'm trying to see if I can do my live on a weekly basis or try and fix in 2 lives per week. I'm not sure yet, but I will be updating you ladies as to whenever I'm going to be coming on live. I will be dropping notification. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoy the live, if you enjoy today's conversation, tonight's conversation, whatever time you are listening, if you enjoy this conversation, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share this video. Let the message get to whoever it needs to get to, because this is God, this is the universe telling you to share with whoever you know needs to hear this message. And I hope and I pray that this particular message lands safely with you. I hope it transforms your life. I pray it turns everything around for good, for better for you. I pray it brings in all the goodies, all the abundance, the wealth, the joy, the happiness that you desire to you right now in this moment. I pray that your life continue to thrive. I pray that you continue to grow, that you continue to glow, and that you continue to prosper. Thank you so much, the Thriving Feminine Collective, for being with me tonight. Thank you so much to all of you. I'll see you ladies in the next one. And until then, stay feminine, stay grounded, stay confident, stay aligned, stay abundant, and keep blooming. May you always believe in yourself. I love you all so much, and I am rooting for you. Bye, ladies. Bye.